Hey, Scott Jordan here for Jancast number 199, or 199 shows for Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. Wow, 199 shows. You know, this all started in 2004 and it really got going in 2005. And now we're only one show away from number 200. So pretty exciting. I've been going over the stats and looking at all the different shows we've done over the years, and pretty interesting all the stuff we covered. And we're going to feature some of that on show number 200. So we started out, did roughly 80 shows audio wise, and that's because at the time it was impossible. You could do video, you could record video, but you couldn't view it. There was no YouTube, there was no streaming. We had to figure out using some software things. If you guys remember Flash, you used to have to convert the audio files to a Flash file, and then that was enabled to be streamed through some software from an Israeli company that at the time kind of was like the only one that knew how to do streaming. And I don't even think it was called streaming at the time. And then in 2011 or so, we transitioned to video, because video was, you were able to, one, record it, and two, post it. And ever since then, it's been, another 120 shows. It's been video. So been roughly doing 10 shows a year since we started. So it's pretty exciting. So I'm really happy to announce that on show number 200, my co-host Mark Warner will be coming back, and we're going to cover all the groundbreaking things that we talked about all those years, and we kind of called out people making claims about efficacy, or everybody remembers the ultrasonic cleaners that we talked about and all the trouble that caused. So this show, the 200 show, is going to be published on October 16th. So keep an eye out for it. It's roughly 2 weeks from when this one's going up. So in today's show, we're using some new technology as well. That one focuses on new technology in the cleaning industry, but also we're going to use our AI host again to go over some of these details involved with the future of cleaning technologies. So the first one that we're going to kind of focus on is something called TRC, Translational Resonance Cleaning. That sounds pretty impressive, doesn't it? It's essentially sound waves and bubbles, not unlike ultrasonics, which use bigger versions of sound waves and bubbles. And this technology is going to enable better penetration of cleaning solutions, like 80% better or something like along those lines. Pretty dramatic difference. Right now, I think it's isolated to tank type cleaning, but it could be used in auto scrubbers and other fast devices like that. The other one is something that's been around for a little while, but seems to be getting a little bit more traction as a marketable product, is probiotic cleaners. Now, probiotic cleaners are dosed with beneficial microbes that keep working after you wipe and clean. So that's producing a residual activity. And one of the concerns that I read about online is people taking that residual activity a little bit further. Something as simple as saying it controls the source of odors. That's questionable. A lot of the comments were, make sure you don't make any disinfecting claims, because obviously they don't. And don't forget, we did cover show number 162, which you can find on our YouTube channel. We actually talked about the new residual protocol that's enabled people to do testing, to be able to submit to EPA using that protocol, claims that they can make an actual residual activity on a cleaning solution. Now, I haven't seen anything since we did that show, and that was a few years ago, so it's either not as easy as everybody thought it was going to be, or it's a lot harder and they just haven't gotten the test data. So both of those are going to be covered by our AI co-hosts, who you've heard on previous shows. And I think they do a pretty good job kind of rounding up all the details on it. So let's hear what they have to say, and don't forget to tune in 2 weeks for show number 200. Thanks a lot.
Welcome back. Today, we're diving into something we all think we know inside and out: cleaning. But what if I told you that the simple act of wiping down a surface is about to get a massive technological upgrade? Seriously, we're talking about a future where sound waves and, get this, living organisms are about to completely change the game. So let's just start with the question right on the screen. Is your idea of clean totally outdated? I mean, for decades, clean has meant a lot of elbow grease, probably some harsh chemicals, and it's all a one-and-done event. But what if clean could be something different? What if it could be a continuous, persistent state that's maintained by smarter and way gentler technologies? Well, that's exactly where the commercial cleaning industry is heading. All right, first up in our new toolkit is something that sounds like it was pulled straight out of a sci-fi movie, cleaning with sound waves. And no, this isn't a gimmick. This is a fundamentally new way to mechanically clean, and it's called translational resonance. Okay, so instead of, blasting surfaces with pressure, translational resonance, let's call it TRC, uses low-frequency sound to make these tiny little bubbles sway back and forth. You can picture them as millions of microscopic vibrating squeegees. They gently create this shear force that just lifts dirt right off a surface. It's incredibly powerful, but at the same time, it's surprisingly gentle. Now, you might be thinking of those traditional ultrasonic cleaners, right? But this is totally different. Classic ultrasonic cleaning uses something called cavitation, which is basically the violent collapse of bubbles. And yeah, that can be super harsh and even damage delicate surfaces. TRC, on the other hand, it operates below that aggressive threshold. It's really a finesse move, not a brute force attack. 90%. Let that number sink in. According to lab studies, that's the potential increase in soil removal when these bubbles are driven at just the right resonant frequency. We're not talking about a small improvement here. This is a massive leap forward in mechanical cleaning efficiency. And this is where the technology becomes a total game changer. Just think about all those complex surfaces where you can't just spray harsh chemicals or blast them with high pressure. We're talking about HVAC coils, solar panels where every bit of efficiency counts, greasy kitchen hoods, even sensitive electronics. TRC is opening up a whole new world of cleaning possibilities for stuff we've struggled with for years. Okay, let's move on to our second innovation. And this one builds a completely different kind of clean. We're going to shift gears here, from physics over to biology, with a whole new class of products you could call the living cleaners. So what in the world are probiotic cleaners? Well, they're basically surface cleaners that are infused with beneficial microbes. And here's the magic trick. They keep working long after you've finished wiping. It's like you're deploying a microscopic cleaning crew that just stays on duty, continuously munching away on residual organic gunk and anything causing odors. The process itself is really simple. You do your initial clean, and then applying the probiotic cleaner leaves behind this little army of microbes. Over the next few hours, or hey, even days, they just keep consuming leftover soils and all those tough spots, like deep in grout lines or down in drains. The end result? A surface that genuinely stays cleaner for longer. This really shifts the whole idea from a one-time event to a state of continuous hygiene. And believe me, this isn't just a niche product anymore. Sure, brands like CLR Pro have been in the US commercial market for a bit, but the huge signal of change is Unilever's upcoming major launch of Cif Infinite Clean in Europe. I mean, when a massive consumer goods company like that starts investing in microbiome technology, you know it's about to hit the mainstream in a very big way. So, with these new tools in the toolbox, gentle sound waves on one hand and persistent microbes on the other, how does the business of commercial cleaning get shaken up? This is where things get really strategic for facility managers and building service contractors. The impact here is huge. We're literally moving from event cleaning to continuous hygiene, where surfaces are actively being maintained between cleanings. It also creates some amazing opportunities for new, high-margin service lines. Imagine offering a specialized, gentle TRC cleaning service for high-value assets like solar farms or data centers. This isn't just about a new bottle of cleaner. We're talking about entirely new business models. I love this quote. It just perfectly captures the core value here. Sound-driven bubbles are the new squeegee. It reframes TRC not as just another product, but as a fundamental improvement to the mechanical process of cleaning itself. And it's backed by some really promising data. Okay, it is absolutely crucial to understand that these new cleaners have a different job to do. To make a kill claim, to say it kills pathogens, a product needs to be registered with EPA. Probiotic cleaners don't do that. Their job, their focus is on superior cleaning odor control, and long-term maintenance. So think of them as a powerful partner to your disinfectants, not a replacement for them. All right, so this all sounds fantastic in theory, right? But how do you actually take it from the lab and get it into your lobby? Let's talk about putting this stuff into practice. What are the hurdles, and what's a realistic first step? So here's the reality check. For translational resonance, the technology has to be tuned for very specific surfaces and types of soil. So it's not exactly a simple plug-and-play solution right now. For probiotics, the biggest hurdle is just education, making sure the staff totally understands that they are a supplement to and not a substitute for your required disinfectants. They've got to be integrated properly into your standard operating procedures. The good news is, you don't have to overhaul everything overnight. A really smart first step is a 90-day pilot program. Pick a few specific sites, like your busiest restrooms. Run a side-by-side comparison of a probiotic cleaner against what you're using now. But, and this is key, keep your disinfectant the same. The most important part is to measure everything: resoiling rates, odor complaints, even cleaning time. That data is what's going to prove the value. So let's just recap the 3 most important takeaways from all this. First, cleaning is fundamentally shifting from being a single event to a continuous process. Second, this big shift is creating brand new opportunities for high-margin services. And third, to capitalize on any of this, you have to measure it. Measurement is critical to proving the ROI to yourself and, of course, to your clients. And that brings us to our final question. The technology for a smarter, more persistent, and way more effective method of cleaning, it's not in the lab anymore. It's here, and it's entering the market right now. So the future of clean has arrived. The only question left is your business ready to pilot it